Testing. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm not feeling very good. I'm kind of nauseous right now. This stream might be a bit shorter. Hello, Lord. Hello, Yugami. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm getting cold sweats, and I feel like vomiting. For the past 6 hours. Well, not 6 hours. For the past 3 hours since 6. So it's been an ordeal. And the tricky thing is, it happens after I eat, so it's not like my stomach's empty. But oh, by the way, it's all because of my stomach. It's not because of anything else. So, anyways, this continues. I think I'm slowly crossing the threshold where it's getting a lot easier to start practicing, even if it's off stream. And yeah, I'm just kind of working on stuff outside of streams as well. Hello, unknown individual. And I'm not sure what I want to do today. I'm just trying to figure this one out with the colors and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I could force myself to, but I don't know if it will help. Yesterday was the same thing, and then it's weird because like I start having it after I finish eating. So it's like almost as though, hello Curio, as though I've eaten too much, or like, but I'm barely eating anything anymore. So I don't think that's the actual cause. But it feels like it, so it makes it really hard to eat. And then, but later in the night, like, I ate some more stuff and I felt better. So I don't really know what the problem was. Because it came about as a result of eating and then it went away as a result of eating, which is it's great. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, we'll see how bad this gets. It was yesterday that started this nonsense, and then today. And then, I still have a bit of a low fever. I've had it for like a week now. It doesn't really seem to cause any problems. Maybe that's why I'm feeling this, but there doesn't seem to be any other issues. And then, yeah, it feels like it's two separate problems, but I'm not sure. Either way, though, no, I do not. Ugh. Huh? Oh, it's the airbrush. Whoops. But yeah, like it's very tricky. But it does appear like there's a slightly more serious issue underlying, because otherwise, this wouldn't have lasted this long. But it's just really annoying because it doesn't happen most of the time. It just kind of happens like for like 3-4 hours at night, like right now. Morning I wake up, I'm fine. Doesn't seem to have any cause for concern at all throughout the day. Yeah, George, I'm afraid I can't quite crack jokes tonight. Trying to keep myself afloat. Oh wait, whoops. Did I? No, I didn't. Hello, George, by the way. I think his message probably got filtered out because he said New Zealand strip club. You guys probably didn't see that message. Okay. Mhm. Is that right? What is this thing that Walnut posted? Magic leaders. First meeting to midterm assessments. Oh, I see the stuff that Igami posted. Unknown individual, if you are looking for help, you should at least try it first. Because if you don't do it yourself and you're always relying on other people to do it for you, it's not gonna be as effective. Have you done it once already? Yeah, it's a good thing that you're just doing things though, Igami. Just getting into the habit of just drawing most of the time, I think is good. Oops. I'm gonna bump over here. Let's just be here for today. Maybe the gurus can help me heal. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Did you break it down yourself on the individual? Um, it depends. Usually, it's been 3 a.m. I think for the past few months. The thing is, like, going to bed early doesn't necessarily mean sleeping more for me. I have a problem where, so like sleeping is weird. It's like an activity in and of itself where I have to focus to turn off a bunch of voices in my head in order to go to bed properly. If I do it well, I can get some sleep, maybe like 3-4 hours. If I'm lucky, if I'm really tired, then like 5-6 hours. If I do it badly, I would just basically be in limbo for like 2 to 3 hours until I wake up again. Like, it's like a weird, it's like I'm not really sleeping. I'm just kind of thinking about stuff but in a half sleeping state. So usually going to bed is in there are like conditions I have to clear. So sometimes it's actually better to wait longer, because you rather have like shorter but consecutive sleep rather than lying on the bed and rolling around for like hours and hours. I don't know if you guys have had that before, but it's not a good experience. You get like lots of random aches on your body. Like my neck would start aching, my head would start aching, my body would get super restless, and then it makes sleeping that much harder. So you might as well just sit around, you know, like watch videos, play some games, draw some more. Okay, I don't know what's happening with the pens here. I don't know how this is done here. I don't really see lines. Maybe there are no lines here. The lines doesn't seem to be very strict around the pants area. Also, I'm assuming this is human rendered because I don't really see anything that's too AIE. But it could be as well. So it's hard to tell for me. The rendering on the pants seems a little bit awkward. I'm not sure. A little bit uncertain. There's some patterns in there that doesn't look very natural. Maybe it is AI after all. Yeah, like who would draw stuff like this, right? Like just above the button, there's like a fold on this side. That's like kind of weird. But in general, I think like I like the overall finish. I'm trying to replicate. So today, I haven't talked about today, but like I'm just trying to do more coloring. However that comes about, whether if it's body rendering, hair rendering, background rendering, I'm just gonna continuously touch color. That's kind of the plan. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This doesn't make a lot of sense. I just had to leave it for coloring, I guess. And then with these ones, like it's not so much about studying color, it's not so much about studying values and stuff like that. It's mostly just about the rendering. So the very last step in my process, in the chart that I had. So it's just about trying to get the sort of smoothness that you see here. Trying to see if I can do that. As well as other stuff like if there's any textures and stuff, but primarily really just the smoothness. Because I don't have enough experience pushing stuff around, like paints around. Okay, we have a rough delimiter there. I think that's fine. Okay. Probably go back onto this after I'm done though. Oh man, this one's a lot of work, so let's do this first. Yeah, like look at this. Like even just tracing it took me 20 minutes. I think up till now, like the way I've been sketching isn't very compatible with a clean finish, because the sketches have been pretty messy, a lot of overlapping shapes. Whether if it's with the darker brush, like this, it ends up with a lot of messy shapes, and I don't think this is very colorable. Anyways, so this one is out of the question, I think. And as for these kind of lines, they are semi-opaque. And because they are translucent, when you're painting underneath, like you can see the borders between the colors, which I think it looks very awkward. It doesn't look clean. But I think this is the dilemma that I am having right now. So if I like clean stuff, I like clean shapes, clean forms, clean lines, everything clean. But anything that's clean takes forever to make, because you have to clean it up. Whereas anything that's painterly, you get to do it way faster and it's just, I think, like a smoother experience. So it's interesting because you can always keep rendering and rendering from like the rough method until you clean it up this way, instead of just getting like a clean set of lines and then doing it that way. But like yeah, so this is the discussion at the very end of this chart here. For this rendering part, what is the final finish going to look like? And I think right now I'm just trying to see how much work exactly it is for something this clean, like right here, this clean. And just tracing the lines took me 20 minutes. So assuming that I did all the construction and and then the tracing is essentially the line art phase, it would still take 20 minutes for the line art. Probably a bit longer, just because the line art here, we have perfect reference, so I don't have to guess. I don't have to worry about if it looks good or bad. It's not interesting headliner so much they only focus on painting. I think, honestly, it is a very painful process, I feel like, line art. Because you are constantly... Like, unless you're really stable, like you have so much muscle memory, and you're so consistent with your lines, that you're always drawing the lines that you want in one go. If not, it's... You know, you're taking one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. You're just constantly going back and forth. And I feel like, in a workflow point of view, it's not very comfortable. It's not very nice. But they choose a hard black line. You mean like for the one that I traced? This one here? I chose it because I'm trying... This is the one that's most natural to me. So it's black because I'm not caring about the color at the moment, because we can always change it, right? And then why is it opaque is because I don't like anything that's translucent. That's the main reason. And the other thing that I'm realizing is that, like, I like thick lines because I like the sketch sort of vibe. But with thick lines, man, like, I don't know, like when it goes into rendering, I feel like the lines then becomes too thick. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I think this is the exploration part for rendering. At least for like stuff like rendering form and texture, it's a little bit more straightforward. You kind of have like a correct answer. And learning colors as well, like in terms of like one specific lighting, you kind of have a set of colors that you want to use, that kind of thing. But this one you can go any way. I can go any direction I want, like the final finish. It can be as rough as I want or as clean as I want. And that means a huge solution space. And so this part is gonna take a while, but so sometimes when I'm kind of tired, I'm kind of sick, I think it's easier to just do this kind of stuff. I don't have to think about too much. I can just go through the process, come out at the end, and then just take a look and be like, oh yeah, it's like I guess this is what it will look like if I do it with like hard lines and this kind of rendering. How do I feel about it? I don't know. And then like, oops. And I have no conclusion, and I'll come back again and then do the same thing and be like, yeah, like, maybe I feel better about it this time than last time. I don't know. A lot of back and forth, I feel like. Sometimes I wonder, like, even if my future self came back in time to just tell me that, hey, you know, after you try for like 5 years, you finally arrive at this style, right? And this is our style. This is your style now, right? Like, this is how you're gonna draw. I wonder if I'll be able to accept that, you know? Even if my future self came back and told me that that was the final result, I don't know if I can accept it. Sometimes I feel like the failures is necessary to like just get to the final destination, which kind of sucks because I just like I want to just go to the final place. Learning art itself is a journey, but I feel like the journey that I want to be on isn't the learning part. It's what happens after, like oh wait, what am I doing? Why is it not doing anything? Wrong too. What happens after like things got stabilized? You can then finally start to create stuff instead of worrying about like, hey, is this gonna render properly? But anyways, sorry, I just erased everything. That's a genius move. Color. Since this is a portrait, I'm actually gonna move it to the side, just so I can get the colors a little bit more accurately. But that being said, though, I think like not trying to follow colors strictly is also probably a good thing. Yeah, I have to do things by myself, try and see if it works before I can. Oh, sorry, I'm stupid. Okay, I thought that was the rough line. This is the main one. Oh, it's a lot redder than I thought. Over here, maybe. I think theirs is paler, a little bit paler. There's a shadow that's making things look a little bit red, but it's cool. Huh? Oh. At least I feel a little bit better now. My stomach isn't giving me as much problem. It's been literally 3 hours of just sitting here suffering. I don't know what the issue is, man. It just comes, and then it goes, and then it's not like a illness where you kind of build resistance to it. It just comes back again. That kind of sucks. Anyways. Theirs is more of a yellow, orangey sort of white. I'm gonna go with blue, but there's gonna be one difference there. No, that's the bad part about this whole thing, is that I didn't eat anything funny. If anything, it's my cleared palette. The thing that is that I've time and time again proven that it's not going to cause an issue. Which means if it's not the food that's the issue, then it's the stomach that's the issue, which is a much bigger problem. So I'm gonna keep this under observation. I'm gonna see if this is a problem because I'm still having a low fever. So I don't know if it's still part of this virus thing that I caught. It could be just like something separate. I'm hoping it's just the same thing, and then like, you know, by the end of this week, then hopefully everything is already resolved. Could just be wishful thinking. It's copium. Yeah, their color is really great. I don't... Do I want to go for it? I'm not sure. The color is all the way over here. Like, this is super gray. I guess I should go for the same colors. Anyways, I'm finally gonna go back to the office for like the first time in like a week and a half or something. It always feels not very good to be away for so long. Even though, you know, like, it's, you know, it's not like I really want to be there, right? But I feel like even if you have a legit reason for not being there, just by not being there, sorry, what did I just say? I feel like it sets you up for failure for some reason. I think my workplace is pretty chill, but like showing presence I feel like is quite important. I can kind of get like why the Japanese like value people who stay in the office so much, even though like they may or may not be working. I don't know if you guys I'm sure like you guys have heard of it, because like we're all into like Japanese culture and media. I'm sure at some point you've heard of the fact that like you know, even if you're not really working, they value people who stay at workplace really late. I kind of get it. I mean, it's about just being there sometimes. Oh shit, oops. Okay, let me leave it for now. It's too subtle. Oh yeah, and all these painting is really helping a lot with the what do I even call this? Like my allergy to markers, where I really hate a bunch of overlapping shapes. I'm starting to really like the fact that it's pretty good at mixing colors, in the sense that it's pretty good at creating a bunch of intermediate colors. I like clean shapes, which is why I hate markers in the first place. But the problem is that if you only use clean shapes, like for example this painting one, if you only ever have clean and solid shapes, then solid colors, then you have to pick every single color that's going in between two different points, right? Between the shadow and the light, you have to pick everything in the transition. And previously I was just using blur brushes, and that works. Anything works. But I don't know how to say this. I'm kind of starting to understand that, you know, I can use markers to get the initial process going. I can put in a bunch of different colors and have them mix. And not only just mix, but also mix in a very controlled manner. Because if I use some kind of a blending brush, I mean, this is not impossible to do, but like, because the blending is depending on the pen pressure, right? So that means that you need to learn the pressure, but you need to physically have the muscle memory to control that mixing a little bit better. Whereas with the marker, because it's mixing in like a sort of a step function, every time I put the marker down, you know, yes, I can push harder for it to mix, but there's a limit to it, right? So if I just want to mix at that limit, and then it's a lot easier to get consistent sort of steps. I don't know how to say it. But like if I just want to have the same color across everything, it's a lot easier to get it, versus if it's a brush that's dependent on live pen pressure, it feels like it's a lot harder to make it consistent. And then with this workflow, I can get a bunch of colors in, and then later on, I can take a solid opaque brush and just pull everything down. Sorry, I was looking at the hand value, and I thought that I need to pull the value down, but not pull everything down, but like as in like you can then put in all the clean, clear shapes, the solid shapes, clear edges, once all the colors are available. This one really made me appreciate having markers. This one here, the clouds, man. Holy shit. I'm gonna try something else later, I think, with that. I'm slowly setting up the base here. It's not quite dark enough, but... Oof. I see. It is interesting, but I think I violated my own sort of rule. That's why I'm here. Anyways, I'm noticing like a gradient on the light part. Or rather, in general, I would still like to just put in a gradient where the top half of the body will be brighter than the bottom half, even if they're all in the light. And because this is all in the same layer, it's kind of hard to do it. I could use like a airbrush on darken, so that it only affects the light part. But yeah, like my workflow that I came out with did say that I'm supposed to split into 2 different sections. One for the light and one for the shadow, so we can get some gradients in before we do this painting part. Kind of forgot. Oh, this is much darker still. Is this part not bright? Oh, class shadow. Hmm. Some of these always feel like very deceptively simple. Some of these parts are so hard to render the same, like what I'm seeing here. It's so subtle, like the shadows in there. And, dang. Should be bright though if I want it like that. Let's see. Put it on it. evidence. What kind of evidence? Evidence. Right. What did I say that for? I can't remember. Yeah, I can never delete it. Nothing is ever deleted on the internet. GG. Game over, guys. Oh man, it's hard, dude. I don't know how they, like, I mean, this might be AI or something, but like, something this smooth, like this kind of transition, I cannot even see what's happening. Not to mention my colors are not red, so it's starting to look weirder and weirder. Oh, you mean like the stuff that I was just talking about? It's not, how do I say this? It's not necessarily related to a specific thing. It's just the fact that it's this kind of smooth rendering finish. Right? If you look at anything that is like cell shaded, it's really clear where the color transition happens, what the shape of the color is, but right now everything is just smooth. And once it's smooth, right, like especially with such a small amount of like color change, colors in HSV of all three of them, it becomes really hard for me to see like where is like what is bright and what is dark. And I think that's the part that is hard. But like at the same time, you know, you don't really have to render to that level of dare I say precision, but like I mean, because precision implies that there's a correct, like you're close to the correct answer, but like sometimes anatomy is kind of janky. I don't really know like what the correct answer is anyway, so the precision, is that the right word for it? I'm not sure, but this being a study, I just want to get it close, and it's hard. I think I'm only just starting to be aware that there's this idea of like multiple different smooth edges, right? Because smooth edges generally in my head means like a very gentle gradient transition between like two colors. But then like on the same surface, there could be multiple different areas of different colors, each one transiting like smoothly. And they can happen at different boundaries, as well as the amount of like blurring across it. I don't know how to describe this, but like for example, let me see. If you have like a blue region, oops, and like a red region, let's make it a little bit brighter. And yeah, like the place at which it happens, also the amount of blurring, like the space that it happens in. It could be, you know, like over a shorter span of area, or it could be like a larger area. So this versus like this, and that makes a difference. And then like over here with the legs, I feel like there is a darker part here that's a smooth transition. And then there's like a similar sort of shade somewhere here, I think, because the brightest part is right here. So somewhere here, there's like a much bright, like this is a larger one and this is like the smaller one, like in terms of transitions. There's like two things happening. Let me get rid of it. See if you guys can see it. But like, I think that's what I'm seeing, but I cannot be sure. Because this part is so gradual. I think there is a change though. Like a very minor change, like 2-3 points of like lightness of value. It's like 80 to 78, 76. And this is dark enough yet? I don't know if it's dark enough yet. Yeah, as long as most of it is in there, I'm happy it's good enough. Yeah, like this closes and opens up. thereabouts, I guess. It's like a good way to figure out what your limitations are. Alright, good night, George. See you soon. Is it wet? Does it look wet? Does it look wet to you, the virus? Berries are kind of fun. Every time I do study, I learn a bunch of random stuff that's not really related to art. I think at this point, I'm just going to figure out that rendering something really good is going to take forever, and I'm probably not going to do it. Then I'll lower my standards. That's the result. I just want something tight. Like right now it looks like there's a lot of shapes, especially all these overlapping ones. I don't like it, but like fixing them is like a pain in the ass. I mean like, I guess fixing them really just means picking from that region and then deciding what the shape is going to be and stuff. So, which is just part of rendering practice, but maybe I'm just tired. Like, there's so many components to art, man. Like, I keep thinking about, like, if I were to make a video, how would I present it? But, like part of, like, just trying and failing and trying and failing and then building up that resistance to failing a bunch is helpful. I think right now, I don't quite have the capacity for rendering. But sketching in the beginning was kind of the same way. I just try it, like, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I quit. Because I thought it looks like shit. Now I know that if it looks like shit, I'm just gonna have to spend some time on it. And then I can decide if I want to spend that time. And then now it's like the rendering is also like, I don't see that path to the final result, so... Like, what do I do? And especially like, I don't know if this is AI for sure, but like the textures do look a little weird. I feel like there's some patterns in here that doesn't really look very human. Yeah, especially texture. I definitely need like artist stuff instead of this. If it's like skin rendering simple basic forms, I think it's okay. Texture probably needs a little bit more human touch. More of a human touch. I mean, in general, I do like the final result though. It's pretty good already. I could spend more time on the pens. But I think it's mostly just the breast area. Like, yeah, the number of sort of different shades that is required to create this sort of vibe where it sort of pops out. I don't know how to say it. It was a lot more than I thought. Don't know. Yeah, you can see the brush strokes, you can see the decisions that's being made. And then AI is trying to like just do some random weird ass patterns that your brain registers as noise and then passes off as detail. Oh man, I don't really remember what I learned. I just feel like I learned a lot because I'm starting to discover a lot more about rendering and stuff. Maybe over time I can distill it out to something that I can put into words. In due time. Oh my god. That's a long journey. $11:40. Die for 3 days, had to buy a new one. I see. Did you were you there? I think you were there, weren't you? On last Friday. Man, like the past 2 weeks, well, to be fair, the entire year, but like the past 1 week especially has just kind of disappeared for me because, you know, when you're sick, you just kind of like, ooh, it's like, oh shit. And then by the time you're recovered, it's like, dang, where did all the time go? But I remember that, like, because of the fact that I'm sick, I get to stay home a lot more. I got a lot more time to just sit around and sketch random shit. So that was nice. I'm working on a new, well, she's not that new character, but I'm working on another character, and I'm starting to realize the potential of just creating other characters to help with my main goal. Low-key dying. Man, I was dying at the start of today's stream too. It was so bad, dude. I was so nauseous. I couldn't really stand up. I might have burned myself a little bit too much trying to get stuff done this year. I think the past 1 month I've just been like eating 1.5 meals a day, and then like one of those meals is just rice, literally just rice. I don't think that's what causes stomach problem. Maybe like the lack of food in general, but like nutrition isn't really isn't very balanced, especially if I don't go to work. I think because at least if I go to work, I eat outside, I get a little bit more protein and stuff. At home it's just rice and vegetables. And ultimate vegan lifestyle. What do I want to do now? I kind of want to sketch more of my other character, but I don't want to release her before it's too early. I took some time to sit down and like write out a bunch of stuff. It's kind of interesting because each character takes on a different part of my personality, I think. Well, taken to the extreme. And then you can give each one of them like a different like 7 deadly sin as sort of like a way to guide the character personality design. And then the important thing is that once I have those things, I have the 3 other characters, I can just think about how they're gonna interact with Rhea, and then everything comes in together nicely. She's interesting. Some of these elements, they just kind of fit together. Like, huh, that works somehow. I'm not sure why it works, but it kind of works. So I'm kind of excited to pursue this path. It's just that at the moment it's been, well, I mean, I'm gonna go back to work, so no longer sick. So I think the amount of time I spend on that is gonna be, it's gonna be going down, for sure. Okay. Maybe some more sketches for now. Or what? I didn't copy the thing. I do need to draw more lower body though. Anything from the hip down is like quite a bit harder. Okay, go back to this. That should be in the paint section. Maika. Doesn't really matter. Haven't used this in a while, this brush. I'm gonna miss all the landmarks. Oh wait, okay, you know what? I gotta switch my mind back to this. Guess I do need to set up first. Yeah. 'Cause, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, and then, like, I started having, like, weird, like, dreams, Hmm. Okay. I can probably start here. I can continue and finish this tomorrow. Or coloring of some kind. I mean studies. Coloring is studies, but yeah. Man, I'm gonna go gotcha my own stomach because I feel hungry again, and then let me see if I get problems when I eat things. So anyways, thank you guys for coming. Yep. I try not to die. Oh, this year is kind of low. Whoops. But yes, thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Yeah, his ears are kind of big. Yeah, anyways, have a good night. Thanks, goodbye. See you guys tomorrow.